Baldur's Gate 3 is still fresh and new for PC players and still coming for PlayStation 5 in early September. But they are already talking about their first big major patch. And I'm not talking about just some hotfixes, like we've already been getting, but a slew of new updates to Baldur's Gate 3 with patch 1 incoming. I really hope they get it out in time for the PlayStation 5 launch, because although they were cryptic about what exactly was in the big patch 1, they confirmed a few details. And we're going to talk about all of them. Please like and subscribe for more Baldur's Gate 3 content, and we cover MMOs and RPGs here as well. Now first up, we know they are going to be adding in an option to change your character's looks, hairstyle, makeup, facial hair, and that kind of thing. It's expected that they'll add an NPC, probably that you can send back to your camp, but it could be a new vendor, perhaps in a city, maybe in Baldur's Gate, or who knows how they're going to do it. But this is a very requested feature, and it looks like we'll be getting it in patch 1. Baldur's Gate 3 is a huge success and one of the most successful RPGs ever already. And as word continues to spread, we can only hope that it continues to grow and more people come see just how amazing it truly is. But one thing that everyone who played during early access is aware of is just how great Larian is about updates and getting more content in the game. We saw big patches that got us excited to replay Act 1 over and over again during the entire span of the early access. And I expect this trend to continue for several years, with official patches for Baldur's Gate 3 adding in requested features, possibly even new races to play, more haircuts, beards, and even, just additional content here and there. This is a statement I feel that Larian is making to the industry. Success can be had from developers that came from very little to make something so grand and spectacular. It is confirmed that Larian did not get funding from Wizards of the Coast for Baldur's Gate 3, and in fact they had to pay Wizards of the Coast for the rights to D&D and the Baldur's Gate license. And on top of that, Larian was a small little indie company not that long ago. They actually kickstarted the Divinity Original Sin series in order to make them. And of course they were very successful, and with that money, mixed with the funding from people pre-ordering to get in early access, funded the Baldur's Gate 3 development process. They grew from a few nerds in a small studio to an incredible 400 people working on the project. Of course, many of the failure RPG products that we've had over the past few years had even more people on the team and accomplished way less. The point I'm getting to is that Baldur's Gate 3 is blowing the doors open on what is possible in an RPG in 2023 and beyond. We're experiencing a no cash shop, no paid game service, RPG video game that we paid for and got a working product that has thousands of hours of content ready for us to devour over the next few years. Baldur's Gate 3 has a wide assortment of material to pull from in future patches and updates, and they have stated that doing a typical type expansion will be difficult for them with the way that Baldur's Gate 3 ends, and considering there are thousands of endings, yes, thousands of endings, and an expansion would need to know which ending you had in order to even have a beginning, which means it would have thousands of beginnings and then have to branch out from there. It would be an incredibly monumental task. However, here's what I'm hoping, and I'll likely do an entire video about this subject because I could go on and on about it, but I hope Baldur's Gate 3 expands itself out from just being a Baldur's Gate game. Because what it really is a Dungeons and Dragons experience on PC. So I have my fingers crossed that Larian will start releasing D&D campaigns. Imagine the D&D books, some of the best ones in my opinion, like Curse of Strahd, or Tyranny of Dragons, or Tomb of Annihilation, or any of them, and use the engine from Baldur's Gate 3 in order to make an entire new adventure. The graphics of Baldur's Gate 3 should hold up far into the future, and the engine they are using seems very capable, and I don't feel I'm going too far out on a limb here. But let me know what you think of that idea in the comments, but I would love to see full campaigns launched. You don't even have to use the Baldur's Gate 3. It could just be called Dungeons and Dragons, Adventures, whatever, and start releasing books like that. And if Larian doesn't do it, then hopefully some really talented mods out there can. But back to patch 1 incoming, Larian doesn't want to make any promises. Although they do have an internal list of things for the patch, they state that for Baldur's Gate 3, allowing the development team the freedom to change things as they are being made without disappointing the fans means that a list really isn't feasible with their design process until they are certain all of the things fit and work well. So besides the leak that we will be getting someone to change our hair in the game, our makeup, and cosmetics of our character, patch 1 is quite the mystery. What isn't a mystery, however, is that Baldur's Gate 3 is absolutely blowing up on the Steam charts, and with the popularity soaring, Larian is getting the feedback and the data to make Baldur's Gate 3 better and better over time. And all of this from a single purchase that we made for Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a definite Game of the Year material at this point, as it has revolutionized not just the RPG, but the entire gaming sphere, with the absolute wild amount of options and evolving story. All the races and the classes, the varying paths and content. It's a mind-blowing experience that still feels like it's an impossible feat. I wouldn't even believe it if I wasn't playing it. What do you think of Baldur's Gate 3 so far, and what are some of your guesses as to what patch 1 will include, beyond what we know, of course? Leave your comments down below, and I hope you enjoyed the update video. Please like and subscribe for more Baldur's Gate 3 content, RPG and MMO content, and until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.